We in Oakland. So we in the Bay Area, as you can see. We had the BBQ Becky incident, and we had another incident, permit Patty, and then we just had an incident somewhere in San Francisco. In Berkeley, actually, we had an incident in Berkeley involving another white woman. She made fun of this black man, and he had I think his wife was Asian, something, whatever. What I think about it, I'm not surprised. I mean, what do you expect from white people to understand what she's going through? Why we keep on going through this thing with them? The question is for black people is the question for white people, who's going to stop dancing and start shooting? I mean, that's the question. We keep on dancing around this issue of space. So Ida B. Wells is a woman back in the day who basically told people that, was a journalist, and she was telling people about this whole thing about lynching. And people in the Bay Area, especially out here, didn't know what lynching was, so she had to come out and tell people what lynching was. As a person who is informed, I'm always informed about what's going on in terms of space. I was one of those things I was taught by Davey D and also Mr. Jim Wright about space and how space created things, how space created hip-hop. When you had gentrification in the Bronx, that's how you end up having hip-hop, right? So what I think is, as we move forward, is we have to understand space is very important and how we see space and be honest about that space. Right now, you look at people, what about these white folks, how they feel about space. They like it where, they like to come and it's quiet. Like right now it's quiet. It's peace and quiet on Friday afternoon. Nobody's over here, nobody's quiet. But, at the same time though, what they need to understand is that, in this community, in the black community, we need places for black people to go to. Wouldn't it be great for kids to come down here all the time and hang out with each other and kick it or have things to do? Because right now they ain't really a lot of things to do in Oakland. I was walking past some kids and all the kids are doing in Oakland is they just clean up garbage. And it's like, why are you cleaning up garbage? So with that being said is, to me, when it comes to BBQ Becky, I'm not surprised. Like, I mean, what do you think white people are supposed to do? There's not going to be white people, and they're not going to be the majority in the next 20 years, in the next 30 years. So what is that process for them like? And it's going to be a hard process for them. People of color, we've been living with each other. You know what I'm saying? Before Columbus, you know what I'm saying? You got black people in Guinea, in fucking South America. Like, I had one of my students from Guinea. I had to be like, wait, Guinea is in South America. They dark, too dark, very too dark, two beautiful young sisters. I think they're both going to college. I'm happy for them. Both of my students, and they're dark. And it's like, well, because we've been down here, but it's like, now where you going to do? What you going to do with your culture? What are you going to do? So I think the next step for white people is, what are you going to do with yourself? That's the question I ask white people. What are you going to do with yourself? You're not the pretty young lady in the room no more. Nobody wants to hear your music. Nobody wants to really, see your dancing. Nobody really wants to see anything you do except money. That's all you got. That's the last thing you got. Like, as long as we got this money, we hold on to it. So that's what I see in Oakland too, is that, that's the only thing they can hold on to. And but at the same time, after a while, that's going to get old too after a while. We're going to be like, man, we don't need money no more. We'll do this ourselves. So once that happens, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to this lake where people need to go and have hangout places? People need to go and hang out and do things. People want to hang out with their friends and family. People don't want to just wake up and be like, man, I can't go to the lake and listen to loud music when that is something that we as black people do. And the last thing I say is this is Watts Poets, one of my favorite Watts Poets. One of the people from Watts Poets said this. He said, for us to survive, when they took away the drum for black people, it took away a lot of our communication because we speak through the drum. We speak through physical attachments. White people don't go through that. They go through technology. That's why they love technology. Technology is their baby. So, but we as black people, we like to be out in the open. We like to play our drums. We like to be out there having fun. We like to be out there hanging out with the homies and dancing and seeing the vibrancy and seeing what's going on. We're not at home on Facebook and on Twitter and being basically ultra racist behind a monkey ear. You know what I'm saying? Behind an alias. Like, we don't have time for that because, you know, in the day we can find you, and that's what we did. We found the Beckys, we found the Duke, North Carolina. We find you, and if you are being racist, we will find you. But with that being said, though, as black people, though, we got to be able to say, okay, if we know this keeps on happening, the question becomes for black people: are they really going to keep on? Are they really going to stop doing this because of one incident, or are we going to keep on doing this? So that's the question. What are we going to do to keep the love going? And that's what I'm looking for. You know, what we're going to do to keep the love going?